Hello and welcome to the Hat Trick channel. It's good to do another video. It's been a long time, and on this video I get to race against Super GT. That's right, you can see he's in 10th place and I started 3rd. This was a couple of weeks ago when we were racing Honda Civics at Laguna Seca, and I just happened to do one of the online races late on a Tuesday night, and to my surprise Super GT was in my lobby. I'm on an A level on Crichton Starbug, but I thought I would have a go now. As you can see, I've started here, but my traction control, which I thought was on, was off, and unfortunately it has put me right back, and I think I'm going to be swamped here by Super GT and a few others here on the left, and there was George from Hell and some other wonderful named PSN drivers, but this was actually a really good fun race. There you can see Super GT making plenty of headway up into 7th place already, and I'm down to 10th. Really, you had to have traction control all the time on this race. Well, certainly at the start, then you could turn it off. So we come into the right-hander here, and it's great fun. It's a tricky one. You've got to carry enough speed, and people said don't brake. Some people said do brake. It's a challenge, certainly for sure, but this is a great track. Then into the left-hander, you can usually brake quite light here, but you've got to try and catch that curve if you can, which I've missed. Then up the hill, onto probably one of the most challenging corners. I make a bit of a mess here. I try and go through on the inside, but there's just too many. It's not going to be enough space, and that sausage curve can really throw you. And as a result, I was quite slow going up the hill, and once again, I'm back down to, in fact, 10th place. However, this race does get good, so please stick with me. Now we come into the wonderful corkscrew. Oh, yeah, we tap there, but I'll let the guy go through. I slowed down and let him go back, or did I? What did I do? Maybe I didn't. Sorry about that. But and then we come into the left hand, and this is usually, if you've been on the dust, this is when you'll understeer like crazy, and then coming into this very, again, tricky right-hander because the sausage curve is there, but you need to get some curve so you don't run too wide out. So I'm back down in 9th place. There's people with penalties in front of me. Coming into the last corner, oh, narrowly miss the guy in front, Sheep. He's been on quite a few videos actually with Super GT, and I also think Tisney as well. But he had a penalty, so I was able to finally get past somebody and move up into 8th place. Now I've done a reasonable time, and I think that's why I got into this lobby and got into 3rd place. It took me about an hour's worth of driving to try and get there. But here we come into this double apexed left-hander, which is tricky. You want to always just hold off and then try and accelerate out at the last possible minute. Although when you're in my times, they're probably not going to win you any awards. But here we are. See, overall, there's the cars in front. They're not too far away, and I had a reasonable pace. I'm just going to settle down and try and get into this and try and claw up. And there's somebody going well wide onto the dust, but we're eventually beginning to catch up. That was George from Hill, who did some quite interesting moves, just like myself. I wouldn't say massively. I should have gone on the left there, and unfortunately I've kind of bulked myself in behind him. So George from Hill's in 7th place. Mucky is in 6th, and then Super GT is a bit further up the road. He gets a poor bit up the hill, so I'm just trying to go neck and neck, but this is not going to work. I don't think. It's going to be tricky, and I have a feeling, yes, I'm going to get pushed well wide. And there you go, George from Hell and Sheep having a battle as we speak. But I've given a little bit of room to George from Hell. That you'll see that he has plenty more capers in this race. Again, completing lap 2 down the right-hander into the last corner, getting into the dust. Now we're going to go for a quick snatch down the left-hand side, get on the inside, and we've got him. And now we are on to the start-finish straight. Let me know your thoughts as well, if you liked this race or if you didn't. I think it was actually quite a good race. I'm going to do this week's one, which is in the Honda Beat, a bit later on, and I might even try the Group 3. Now, as you know, I'm a bus driver, so that's why I've not been doing very much on YouTube for about probably 6 months, 6-7 months, simply because the times don't really allow it. But things, I'm looking at maybe going to a new company quite soon, and that should allow me to get some more time, which means I can do more videos and do more interviews, because I've missed doing all the sim interviews. And then we'll be working as well. I've got my book that I've just published on Amazon, which is The Trouble with Trevor. So if you've got youngsters of 8 and above and that like reading, or you want to get them into reading, then if you want to support the channel, I'll put a link in the description. and it's only $8.99 for a printed copy off Amazon, so it's a bit of a Christmas bargain, or pre-Christmas bargain for the stocking filler. So here we go, back to the races, up to the most challenging left-hand bend where it's blind as you go in. Dab a little bit on the brakes, try and get a good line through here. Oh, Sheep has gone well wide, but he's managed to keep reasonable momentum. It's going to be just a bit too far away for me to come up and try and overtake. Then I've got Mucky further up from him. Oh, maybe just a wee tap there. This was the move when I let him go. I let him go back. So I'm not all bad. Not all bad. Don't all do questionable moves. So I've let him go back through, but he's gone so far wide this time. I was able to quite easily go back through. So now I'm up into 7th place. Super GT is in 5th. And as you can see, he's just down there. I just kind of felt if I just had a slightly better run, if I had that traction control on at the start, then I think I could have been in the top 5 quite easily and maybe had an even closer race. But this is Mucky in his yellow and black Honda Civic. And these are able to rev to insane amounts, way up to nearly 9,000 RPM. And in real life, that was the thing, they were as good as that. They were quite fantastic cars to drive. Now, can I get in on the inside? Am I going to manage to challenge and get another place? Yes, here we go. I managed to do it. He's going to try and come up on the left, but we've got enough momentum to clear away. So Super GT is just at the next corner. Now, I'd actually done a reasonable time in qualifying, and I thought if I could just keep it going, we might be able to catch up a little bit, but we're on the last lap, so we've left it a bit late. But well, will I finish in the dreaded 6th position that seems to be the one that Super GT always dreads finishing in. Always giving me a little tap there. But up to the left, up the hill. And I think George from Hill, actually, he ended up quitting. He'd obviously had enough. But I don't know why people ram everyone out the way and then quit. You think they would stay to keep their points up. Here we go, into the corkscrew for the final time. At this point, Super GT was about 6.5 seconds ahead. So he was well away. But at least I can say I've been beaten honestly by him, and I finished behind him. Maybe I could say just behind him. I would love to do these races, mind you, on a Monday morning when a lot of the guys do the videos. I think it'd be quite fun to see if I can keep up with them, see how much trouble I can cause. So the last corner, now not running too far wide, that's good. And then on the straight, there's Super GT just under 7 seconds ahead of me. But we finished behind him, which wasn't too bad for a first race in a long time. But now I've got a PS5, I can keep up with the races, and it's definitely a bit quicker than it was before. But have a fantastic week. Thanks very much for watching. If you like the video, you can give it a wee like, and if you really like the channel, then you can subscribe if you like. Take care, everyone. Drive fast, but drive your bus even faster. Bye just now.